an example of a division problem. And in this situation, we will be using long division of polynomials because of the fact that what we're dividing by has more than one term. So what we're dividing by over here has two terms. It's the x plus 1. So we want to start off by rewriting this as long division. Put the x plus 1 on the outside, and on the inside we can get the 5x squared minus 14x minus 3. Now our first step here is to say how many times does x go into 5x squared. The beauty here is we can ignore the plus 1. We're just caring about the biggest power, the biggest term in each of those. And so really what's going on in our heads is we should be thinking 5x squared over x is 5x. Now the next step in long division is to multiply. We want to multiply the 5x that's up top times the x plus 1. And so we literally do want to distribute here, and that's going to get us 5x squared plus 5x. The next step when it comes to long division is our subtraction step. Oops, I erased part. We're subtracting, and here's the important part, we're subtracting that entire polynomial there, that entire 5x squared plus 5x. So by putting parentheses there, I remind myself I'm subtracting the whole thing, and that means to distribute that negative to both of them. That way when I do the subtraction, 5x squared minus 5x squared is 0, but now negative 14x and negative 5x makes negative 19x. Now we'll go ahead and carry the negative 3 down, and that's one full step of long division of polynomials. The next thing to do is to basically start over and do it all over again. And so again, we'll say how many times does x go into negative 19x? And that's where we want to think, all right, negative 19x over x, the x's divide out, and I'm left with negative 19. Now is where we multiply. We're going to multiply that negative 19 times the x plus 1. And that's going to give me negative 19x minus 19. Now with that, now we move on to our subtraction step. But again, we're subtracting that entire thing. So we put parentheses around it. I distribute that negative to both terms, and 19 minus 3 is just 16. And that 16 is my remainder. I'm going to write that by adding 16 over x plus 1. Now, just a little suggestion, do not forget the plus right there. That's where I see a lot of people make mistakes, is they're so focused on what the remainder is, they write it right next to it. But this is an addition. We have an answer of 5x minus 19, plus we have a remainder, so we do need to have that addition.